Microsoft's land deal in Kenosha is making headlines today. That news from our team of partners at BizTimes Milwaukee. Editor Andrew Weiland joins us this afternoon. Your team breaking some news on the price tag and the economic impact.
Right. Well, the price tag is the news today. A $34 million acquisition of 240 acres in Kenosha. What's interesting about it is, of course, Microsoft is building this massive data center in Mount Pleasant, not far away, about 7 miles away. That's a $3.3 billion investment, and yet they're buying another site in Kenosha to do another data center. So it's really amazing to see the need for data centers and how these are being attracted to Wisconsin. We've also seen there's a project in the works in Port Washington, of course. There's a project in the works in Wisconsin Rapids as well.
Any indication on why the location that we're seeing these data centers pop up?
We know that some of them, access to fresh water is attractive. We know these sites in between Milwaukee and Chicago, a lot of open land is attractive. There was a recent change in Wisconsin tax law that is making data centers attractive as well.
And Kohl's also making news, announcing it's laying off 10% of corporate positions. Is there trouble in the company? Could we see these layoffs kind of level out at all?
There is trouble. Kohl's has been in a long-running sales decline and profitability decline, but the company is still profitable. But the profits have declined considerably, as have sales. You have a new CEO who's come in to try to right the ship. They also announced earlier this month they're closing 27 stores, none in Wisconsin, and of course they have more than 1,100 stores. So they still have a lot of stores, but they're making changes to try to cut back on things. A lot of these positions you're mentioning at the headquarters, it's about 400 we're talking about. Many of these are open jobs right now. But still, they're trying to cut expenses to try to get streamlined and right the ship.
And even with these cuts, any potential impact you're seeing for consumers on the front end?
They're still trying to figure out what they need to do to get consumers to come back into the stores. Yeah. They've made a lot of changes. One of the big things was adding Sephora stores into the stores. Some of these changes they've made, their customers haven't responded to very favorably. Some people are saying they're making changes to my store and I don't like it. So they have to figure out how to attract new customers, which is what they've been trying to do, yet maintain the existing customers they've had. Obviously, the retail landscape continues to change. Competition from online shopping, especially Amazon's making it harder for a retailer like Kohl's. So they continue to try to solve the puzzle.
Ongoing project, it seems. All right, lastly, we want to talk about Buc-ee's, a step closer to coming to Oak Creek, the city clearing the travel center zoning plans. But we were at a meeting last night where some neighbors shared some opposition. Let's listen.
So I talked about noise. There's a time and a place for everything under heaven. This is not the time and the place for Buc-ee's.
So with that opposition, are you surprised to see that? And what still has to happen for Buc-ee's to land in Oak Creek?
I'm not surprised. A lot of big developments attract opposition from neighbors. This is a huge, Buc-ee's is a really big deal. I mean, it's like a quick trip on steroids. We're talking about a massive gas station and convenience store. You're talking about 120 gas pumps and a 70,000 square foot convenience store, not like a typical, 1,000 or 2,000 square foot store. You'd say a typical gas station. So it's like I said before, a quick trip on steroids. They're known for having really nice bathrooms, really nice bathrooms, clean bathrooms, and massive offerings of food and drink and other things. The business model is to attract, to make the gas station experience part of the trip, part of the attraction. So yeah, it's going to be a busy place, and neighbors, I think, who live in the area are concerned they're going to see a lot of traffic, and they're not necessarily favorable to that. But it's a site right by the freeway. It's a vacant site. It, quite frankly, makes a lot of sense. The Plan Commission of Oak Creek approved it. You're going to have the full Common Council approve it. I'd be very surprised if it isn't approved.
And that's a massive footprint that it's going to have in Oak Creek. Could take quite a while to actually construct. Yeah,
I believe 2027 is when they're shooting for the opening. And the other thing that'll be interesting to see is if this, it's right along the border, just north of Racine County. And so I'm interested to see when this goes in, and there's going to be a lot of traffic there, a lot of people going to it, if there'll be other retail development that maybe pops up nearby.
All right, we know you'll keep us posted. BizTimes editor Andrew Weiland, good to talk to you.